Welcome back to The Goodness Margin. If you're just joining, my name is Shelly and I share my home with my husband and our 2 kids. So today I just want to talk a little bit about minimalism. I know it's a buzzword, but I want to talk about what it means to me and what it has changed in my life. I, like most of you, had heard of minimalism, but in my mind it was this cold decorating style, IKEA furniture. You only own 1 coffee cup, 1 plate per person, you wear the same outfit, that sort of scenario, which doesn't really describe my life at all. I enjoy pretty things. We entertain friends a lot. And so I felt like there's no way that minimalism would fit into my life. I was going through a stage in life where I was really productive. I was getting a lot of things done. I had read a lot of productivity books. I was using the right planner. I'm doing all of these things, and yet somehow it's still not enough. I still feel like I'm constantly working and falling behind. And so I came across minimalism again. I believe that the Lord actually led me to it because it has made such a transformational difference in my life. So I'm not really sure how it all came together, but I'm pretty sure that toys had something to do with it. My daughter is a beautiful little thing, but she can make quite a mess. And so she would take all of her toys and dump them all out at once, then not really play with them, and play with a non-toy item, which seemed to be the favorite thing that she enjoyed playing with. And I was constantly picking up after her. So something just clicked, and I realized, what is the purpose of what she has? Are these things that she enjoys playing with? And I started there. I began purging her toys. Once I purged them down to just a few baskets, it is amazing how she will take them out. She will actually play with them. She enjoys them. And I feel like we're all that way. If we are very purposeful, intentional about the things that we have in our lives, they have so much more meaning and we enjoy them so much more. So these are the 2 major ways that minimalism has changed me. It's been quite a mind shift change. First, I have looked at the things that are in my home, the things that take up space and time in my life. What is the purpose of each of these things? I really took the time to think about each item, each thing that takes up time. Number 2 is, what do I bring into my home? What is the purpose of each item that I bring into my home? So stuff equals time. You have to take care of it. You have to organize it. You have to clean it. You have to maintain it. You have to move it. How many times have we moved with the same box that didn't even get opened? So when I started on this journey, I'm sort of an all or nothing girl, and so I really dove in and I looked at every item. I started in my kitchen. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the best place to start because it was quite a large undertaking, but for me, it made a huge impact. I held every item that I owned in my hand and thought, do I really use this? Or is there something else that has the same purpose as this item? Do I own duplicates of this? Is this something I really use, I really need? And also, is it something I even like? Many times we own things because we've paid so much money for them and there's this guilt associated with that. I encourage you to not think about what you paid for something. You've already paid the price for it. You've already made that decision. Let the guilt go from that and just learn from that decision and move on. So I pulled everything out of my kitchen cabinets. And when I put it all back, I was really surprised at the empty space. There was breathing room. I have a really large kitchen table that seats 8 people, and the table was piled high. Now, a few of the items I believe I sold, but the majority of them, I just donated them because I wanted them out of my home quickly. I wanted to immediately get to enjoy the sense of peace and space that all of these things being gone brought to me. I went through my closet. I was super brutal. I really thought about clothes. Do these fit me in the current stage of life that I'm in? Or is this something that I'm just hanging on to? Is this something I'm gonna wear on a regular basis? I enlisted help from a close friend who would be brutally honest with me about, hey, you don't really wear that, or that doesn't really look that great on you. I got rid of so much stuff. I got rid of furniture because I found that I did not need all of the furniture that I had, especially some dressers that stored things. I no longer needed those dressers because I no longer had that much stuff. It bled into my family. My husband has gotten rid of a lot of things, and even my son. He has said, hey mom, hey, we need to put this in the donation bin because I don't use this anymore. He's taken a lot of that on himself. And after doing that deep purge of my entire house, I have now divided my house into zones. I always had monthly cleaning zones where I would deep clean, but during this time, I also look at each cabinet, each cupboard, what is in there? Is this something that I used in the last 6 months? And this is a journey for me. It feels like this has been a year and a half, and there's some things that I've kind of held on to that I realized, hey, you know what? I'm ready to let this go. So after that big deep clean, it doesn't just start there. The next part is so important. I have become really, really intentional about what I bring into my home. I would love to know how much money I have saved over the last 18 months because I know that I buy far less clothes for myself and for my family. I don't purchase home decor items unless I feel like it's something that I really need. I really think about each thing that I'm bringing into my home that I'm going to have to take care of, that I'm going to have to manage, that I'm going to have to clean and keep organized. I've said this before in another video, but no amount of organization can overcome having too much stuff. And so by default, my house has stayed so much neater because we don't have all of this stuff to manage, to move around, to organize. It just naturally stays neater. And you would think that people would notice that I wear a lot of the same stuff over and over again, but they don't. I actually was at an event recently, and I realized when I got there that at the same event the year before, I had worn this sweater cape thing. And I'd actually worn it 2 weeks before to a wedding. And someone who had been at the event the year before, at the wedding 2 weeks before, that night, they complimented me on how much they loved this sweater. Maybe they remembered that this was the 3rd time that they had seen me in it, but that doesn't really matter. It's a nice sweater and they were complimenting me. I really don't think people notice as much as we think they do. And also the clothes that I have are clothes that I really love. They're great quality. They fit me well. I just have far less of them, and it's a lot less to manage, a lot less choices to make when I'm getting ready or packing for something. Minimalism has really made an impact on the things that I purchase for my kids. I really think about birthdays and holidays, and something that we've personally started in our family is instead of a present, we give our children the option for an experience. For my son's birthday this year, he actually chose to go to one of those dinner show places where they have the horses and all of that. He enjoyed that so much. And I really think that that memory is going to be so much more important to him than anything that we could have purchased for him. We have saved so much money about buying quality over quantity. So I just want to quickly talk about what minimalism is not. It is not a set of rules. On Pinterest, I've seen a lot of lists of, okay, you want to be a minimalism. These are the things you need to own in your home. Some of them are things that I don't own because I don't even need those. Kitchen items, I don't cook that way. Or maybe they say you only need 4 plates, but we often have company. And what if one plate is in the dishwasher? Now we only own 1 set of plates, but that list doesn't work for me. And so minimalism is not a set of rules. It's what works for you and your family and your lifestyle. Minimalism does not mean that you can't have a collection of the things that you love. You just have to be really intentional about the things that you own. So in my kitchen, I don't really own a lot of extra appliances or duplicates of things. However, I collect coffee mugs. They're the Starbucks coffee mugs that are from different locations all over the world. They make me so happy. I have enjoyed each time I pull down a cup, I think about the place that I have visited, and I really enjoy that. That is important to me. My husband has a lot of books. He enjoys reading and studying, and so that is something that we own. We have bookshelves. Now we keep them neat, and he occasionally goes through them and determines, okay, should I hand these books over to someone else? But this is an important collection to him, and he is very intentional about what he does own. Lastly, minimalism isn't just about stuff. Yes, that has been a huge change in my life as far as getting rid of a lot of stuff, getting rid of clutter, not owning so much, but only owning things that I am purposeful and intentional about. But it also means being minimal in our time, being purposeful in our time, intentional about the things that we say yes to, and intentional about making those spaces of time for the things that are the most important. So many times we glorify being busy. Like, I'm so busy. I have so much going on, but that's really no way to live. I know that I've personally fallen into that trap many times of I must be really important because I'm so busy. But over the last year and a half, I've really taken a hard look at the things that I say yes to and the things that fill up my time, fill up the space in our lives. So yes, I do have more time because there's less cleaning, there's less straightening up. Those things take a really short amount of time to do. But I also have more time because I've been really intentional and I've been okay with having spaces of time that I block for nothing. That has been a huge change in my life. I do feel that embracing aspects of minimalism can really impact your life. They can really make some great changes. I encourage you to take time to think, what does minimalism mean to you? How can it impact your life? How can it give you that margin for goodness in your life? If you've enjoyed these videos and you want to hear more, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button. Also comment, let me know what minimalism means to you. How has it changed your life? Or what are some other things you would enjoy hearing about?